next act comes from across the great Atlantic Ocean. He goes by Mr. C, Don Conolly, or just plain old Don.
I actually want to turn this off.
Slam it against the ground.
All right, so when I asked to do an act tonight, I wrote down a traditional ballad, and the MCs asked me, well, what's that? So they asked me to explain what a traditional ballad is. So I studied, it just takes a minute. Okay, can you guys bring the blackboard in? So I studied classics, and I did, when I got to read all about Homer, I learned about oral literature, verbal art, and I got interested in the verbal art of non-literate people. So I read about this stuff, and there's all over the world these traditional epics by non-literate people from Africa to Central Asia. And in the English-speaking world, we have a tradition of our own, and it's in the form of ballads. And these are story songs that were sung traditionally. And a lot of them were collected in the 18th and 19th centuries. People traipsing around the countryside and just finding probably old women and men to sing these old songs they heard in their childhood. So a lot of them go back to the late Middle Ages or the early modern period. Some of them go back even further. All the tales of Robin Hood are actually from traditional ballads. So now I wanted to sing one for you that was actually called a ballad migrant because a lot of these originated in England and Scotland and migrated across the sea. So, and they're the same ballads, they're just variants of the same ones you find in Britain. So the one I'm going to sing you was recorded in 1942 in Colebrook, New Hampshire, and it was sung by a woman named Mrs. Belle Richards. So now this song, it's a pretty traditional story, but since it involves cross-dressing, there might be some unintended double entendres that we might hear, you know, us modern ironic people. So. My father was a noble knight, my mother was a lady bright, and I myself a lady gay, but now I wait as a servant boy. My father built me a lovely bower, it was as fine as any flower, 'twas covered all o'er with the beautifulest green, oh such a bower scarce e'er was seen. My father matched me with a knight, my stepmother owed me a dreadful spite. She sent for robbers in the dead of night, to rob my bower and slay my knight. 'Twas all alone they did him kill, and all alone they left him still. There was nothing left to wrap him in, but the bloody sheet where my love was slain. Has a happy ending, actually. Sort of. 'Twas all alone I dug his grave, and all alone in it I him laid. While Christ was priest and I was clerk, I laid my love in the clay cold earth. I saddled my horse and away did ride, with sword and pistols by my side. I cut my hair and changed my name, from Ellen Fair to Sweet William. I rode till I came to the King's High Hall, and for my supper I did call. I gave the porter a gay gold ring, to carry my message to the king. The king came down and thus did say, "What can you do, young man, I pray? If you will do what I want you to, I'll hire you for a year or two. 'Tis I can be your kitchen cook, or I can be your stable man, or I can wait tables in your hall, and wait on the nobles as they call. It's you shan't be my kitchen cook, nor shan't you be my stableman, but you will wait tables in my hall, and wait on the nobles as they call. The king being gone one day from home, there was no one there but the good old man. Sometimes she sighed, sometimes she sang, sometimes the tears from her cheeks did run. The king came home and thus did say, what news, old man, I pray? Good news, my king, said he, sweet William is a lady gay.
Oh, no way.
Not over. Go bring me down a suit of silk. It shall be white as any milk. I'll dress her up in the silk so fine, and make her rule over all that's mine.
Yay!